said, hey, I got you a bottle of water. And you're like,
I don't want that.
if I brought you a Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
And I was like,
I can't have that, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, babe.
So, if I brought you something.
Flowers? Don't like them.
Right?
Okay. Fine.
So I brought you something.
Chocolate?
And you're like,
don't like it. Okay, go ahead.
If I brought you some ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Coming to you from 125 Carver in Waco, Texas, it's the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions are fun, real, and at times very uncomfortable. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to like and subscribe, and please ring the bell. Now, here are your hosts, Pastor Cello and Pastor Mia.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Oh, go ahead.
It's not New Shirt Wednesday anymore, obviously, because I'm so glad you went back and got it. I actually forgot it, and then I was like, oh, and then you got up, so I was like, yeah. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's not New Shirt Wednesday anymore because I realized that our shirts were piling up and we were getting too many, so we just had to cut that out. So
we're on recycle mode.
Yeah.
We're going to repurpose these shirts.
We will have some, but not so often.
So remember, we said, if you got some shirts you want us to wear, send us some shirts.
Send it to us at
the Riverside Waco.
What's the address?
The Riverside Weekly.
What's the address?
The Riverside Weekly at P.O. Box 423, Waco, Texas 76703. Had to spit that out.
I know.
I haven't said that in a long time. So, man, send us some shirts. If you got product, if you got merch that you want us to wear, to highlight, man, come on. Let us see what you got. We'll wear it. We'll be dripping it. That bothered somebody right there.
I was like, what? Yeah. Don't say, don't try to be cool.
I know.
It's okay. Stay with your dad jokes.
I just messed everything up.
Yes,
anyway.
Stay with your dad.
Thanks for joining us.
But anyway, welcome back. I know we've been saying every time we do an episode, we always say, well, we're going to talk about that, or we're going to talk about that, or that's for another podcast.
We should just go make a list of all those things that we haven't talked about.
We should. Or maybe our people watching should be like, send this as a podcast, do this as a podcast, but they don't. So, anyway, we're going to talk about something that I had written down that we had already talked about, but I don't think we did. We might have touched on it. So, we're going to talk about the checkbox church today.
All righty then.
And someone is like, no, y'all did talk about that. Y'all did. But I don't know that we really did. We've been talking about it more and more and more because people are getting into the habit of checking off their statuses, checking off their lists of what they need to do. But I don't think that's really where we're coming from today.
Okay.
Tell me what you and I have been discussing on the checkbox church. Because we're like, you're just there checking boxes. Okay.
Well, I think the idea, the concept of us having that conversation came about because people were leaving the church.
Okay.
And they got tired of checking the church box.
Okay.
And so we started talking about, so that people checking off the box, I went to church on Sunday, kind of dived us in or delved us into more, well, if checking the box or checking the church
box,
checking the checking, my mouth is here.
Yes.
Checking the checkbox church Sunday. Checking the Sunday church box. That's what I was trying to say.
There you go. Say that 3 times.
Right. Now I can't say it again.
Checking
the Sunday church box. Right. So that was our conversation. But then when you look at inside of that, there's all these other boxes that you check, being that's the box that you check.
The tithing, and this is what we've talked about
right,
before.
So tithing.
The tithing, the showed up every service.
Signing up to serve.
Yeah.
whatever that looks like, taking the family out for Sunday dinner, so all these different things that we do. Take a nap. So all these different things that we do as Christians, church members, leaders, we get tired of checking all these other boxes that make us check off the church box.
Okay.
And so I think we were talking about how people tend to leave that because it's the same, right? So it's kind of, I don't know why it made me think of this, but it's kind of like when you have the same hairstyle for a long time. And then you let your hair grow out and everybody wants to know why you're letting your hair grow out. Or you have long hair and then you chop it off and you change you change hairstyles. So in that sense, I think sometimes we get so comfortable with doing church, having church, being church, going to church, that it becomes so habitual that you're no longer engaged. You're literally just checking off the box. I did this today. I did this week. And not that, for me, not that, I was going to say not that it's bad, but not that it's specifically geared towards church. I think we do that in our diet. I think we do that in
checking the box.
Checking the box. I think we do that when we diet. I think we do that when we're working on ourselves behavioral. I think our how we're eating. I think we do that when it comes to relationships. I think we do that when it comes to exercise. So we have all these different boxes that we have to check, and when we get tired of checking those boxes, we just take the box off the list.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
So
okay. So let's say.
Why did you stop going to the gym?
Yeah.
Because I just got tired of going to the gym. I was there every day. Why did you stop eating right? Because I got tired of eating salads all the time.
Okay, but people they get tired of going to work, but they have to go to work.
Exactly.
Okay. People get tired of eating hamburgers, but you still eat it anyway.
Well,
people get tired of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
But you still go.
But here's the thing, though. People get tired of doing things that they don't have to do. What causes us to keep doing what we have to do is the fact that we have to do this. In other words, we're being paid to do this, or we made a commitment to do this. So some of us, we've made a commitment to do some things, but yet we're more.
Come on.
We're more committed to the commitment that we made than to what we're doing.
Wow.
So I'm only doing what I have to do because I committed to do it, not because I want to do it.
I'm standing up on the inside. I'm sitting down on the outside.
Right.
A little boy.
Yeah. So
Really?
when you think about that, sometimes in faith, you're committed to God, but you're so committed to God that you're focused on being committed to God without really being committed to God.
And without being hopelessly devoted. I'm hopelessly devoted to you.
Yeah, so with that in mind,
Right.
I think that's the reason a lot of people get in that checkbox mode. I'm just going to check this box so that I can get through it. Because I'm committed to the church, I'm committed to my relationship, I'm committed to my marriage, I'm committed to my friends, I'm committed to my best friends.
I'm committed to God.
I'm committed to God, I'm committed to all these different things. And so your commitment is heavier and stronger than your actual commitment.
Because then you become overcommitted.
Right. Well, yes.
No, that is true.
It's overcommitted.
Because you got all these things going on, and you're like, well, now I'm overcommitted, and I'm overwhelmed, and I can't.
And it's true.
I can't.
And it's true. But
I don't like that. I'm sorry.
You don't have to like it. I'm just saying it's truth, though. It's we don't like it, but the fact of the matter is that people are committed to doing things, and they make commitments to do things, and at that same time, they want their word to be. They don't want to go back on their word. In other words,
They want their yeses to be yeses
and
their noes to be noes. But that's not what happens.
But they're so focused on their yes being a yes that their heart's no longer in their commitment.
There you go, right there.
Their desire's no longer in their commitment. Their hope is no longer in their commitment. Their passion is no longer in their commitment. Now it becomes a job. It becomes a task. It becomes something to do. And when you have that perspective, or when you begin to get to that place, it gets tough, because now you're not serving with the same passion. You're not committed to that same level. You're doing it because you have to do it, and so you're checking the box. And I think that's why people leave. They leave jobs. They leave relationships. I think that's the way they leave church, is because they're so committed that they're no longer enjoying themselves.
They're not giggling anymore.
They're not giggling. They're not having fun.
Not having fun.
Yeah, and so when you think in those terms, going back to what you said about a job, well, they show up. They don't want to go to church. They don't want to go to work, but they go to work. True. It's because they're getting paid to do it.
Or they get up and walk out, and I'm done.
Now here's the
You got to be at work 8 hours a day, so
right. So
you made a commitment to this team. Well, fine, I'll sit there, but I'm going to be standing up on the inside. Okay,
Right.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
so
That's what it made me
we
think
get
of.
yeah. So when we make commitment to our job, we maintain and hold our job based on what we're being paid. And I say this all the time, like if you're making $9 an hour, $10 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, my bet is, this is just me. My bet is if you're making $20 an hour or $15 an hour, if you're making $15 an hour, you're probably only putting out $10 worth an hour work.
$9
$9 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making $20, you're probably putting out maybe $10
$10.
worth of work. When the actuality, it should be the opposite of that.
Yes.
If you're being paid $15, you should be putting out $20. If you're being paid $20, you should be putting out $25 worth of work. But that only happens when you're passionate and you're excited about the job, which usually works for us for about 6 weeks. I'm committed. I want to be there. You're doing way above and beyond. But then you find out what you can get away with. And not
Like you can pee on company time or you can poop on company time and you're still getting paid for it.
to send text message on company time.
Yeah.
So when you apply that to the church, now
you're pooping on church time and you're peeing on church time and you're sending text messages while the pastor's preaching. And you're not really committed. You didn't really hear what he said because you were too busy doing that thing and checking off the box. I came to church.
Yeah. So, exactly. So now you're serving or you're committed to do things that you're supposed to do, but your heart's not in it.
Okay.
You're not passionate about it. So you check your box. And so now, instead of serving, instead of serving unto the Lord, you're just serving the Lord. Right. So now we're just doing it because it's the Christian thing. It's the Christian thing to do. It's the disciple thing to do. In other words, we're doing it because it becomes religious to us.
Yeah.
And what happens is people get tired of doing religious and traditional things, and we want to grow. But the reason we do that is because we've lost our passion.
People don't want to grow. People don't want to grow.
True. Well,
If they wanted to grow, they would come to Riverside because we make people grow. Because people...
we don't make anybody do anything.
Okay, you're right. And that's what makes people grow. Because they're like, you didn't tell me what to do, so I don't want to do it. I'm sorry. I'm on a roll today because I'm gloves out, y'all. I'm just so tired of the checkbox church. I'm tired of people checking the box just because you have to check the box. You've lost your passion if you're not giggling, if you're not I'm sorry, y'all. My grandma used that, so I'm using that.
No, like...
Come on. Come on.
Come
on. Sorry. Go ahead.
If you're not excited about going to Bible study, don't go. If you're not excited about going to church, stop going. If you're not excited about leading, stop leading.
Did he just say stop going to church?
Well, and then you're like, I can't believe he said that. But if you think about it, in a relationship,
okay.
If I came to you and I brought you a bottle of water and I said, hey, I got you a bottle of water, and you're like,
I don't want that.
If I brought you a Dr. Pepper,
okay,
and I was like,
I can't have that, so it's fine, babe.
So. If I brought you something,
flowers, don't like them,
right?
Okay. Fine.
So I brought you something,
Chocolate,
and you're like,
don't like it. Okay, go ahead.
If I brought you some ice cream.
Oh yeah, okay.
So here's some ice cream, right? Brought you some ice cream, and I said, I got you some ice cream. You're like, oh, thank you so much for thinking of you.
Thinking of me.
Thinking of me. I appreciate you thinking of me. And I'm like, it was on sale. I was getting myself some ice cream.
And I didn't want to.
I didn't want
to look selfish.
Wait a minute. I was getting myself some ice cream, and it was buy one get one free. And I was coming to see you anyway, so I thought, well, I was getting a buy one get one free.
Oh man.
And I wanted some ice cream. So in the whole process, I'm not really thinking about you.
No, you're not.
I just brought you an ice cream because maybe she'll want some ice cream. Maybe she likes ice cream. She likes ice cream. So when you say, thanks for the ice cream, and I divulge all this information of, well, it was a buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
I just brought it because that's just what I was getting myself. The value of me bringing that ice cream, it dropped all the way.
You devalued my ice cream. The
You,
thought. It was
right.
not the thought.
It was
that
not the
counted.
thought. So when you bring that into the church, now, why are you coming to church? Well, because I have to. That's the Christian thing to do. That's what you do when you're a disciple. That's what you do when you're a follower of Christ. That's what you do when you're a church.
No, you follow Christ.
That's what you do when you're a church member. That's what you do when you're in leadership. That's when you do. See, when you start saying that's what you do, you devalue your relationship with Christ. So now you're not even doing it because you have a relationship with Christ. You're doing it because of the commitment that you made, and you need to check this box off so that you are doing what you're supposed to do, not what you want to do, right? And so this is, I think, is why we struggle with everything. And I know we're talking about the church box.
No, actually,
I'm saying I know we're talking about the check box church, but I'm saying like we do this in every area of our life.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to eating right, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to our finances, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to marriage, like every area of our life, we literally get so complacent in the things that we're doing that we're checking boxes off just to say that we did those, and there's no relationship. There's no intimacy. There's no excitement. There's no passion. And so if you don't have passion and excitement about something, you'll leave. I don't care what it is. In other words, and we talked about this a couple of episodes back, like people will only stay at that job and they will put up what they have to put up with because of the amount of money they're making.
I'm sorry, but $25. I was trying to think. $25 an hour is not going to make me put up with you putting poop in my lap.
There you go. Right there. I'm not quite sure where that came from. But
Nurses, they have to deal with that. I'm sorry. I was thinking about somebody and I was like, well, who else makes $25 an hour like a server does? Nurses.
yeah, so
And actually more than that. That is the base pay for a nurse to be able to put up with poop in your lap or hands or face or whatever it is.
So when you think about teachers, when you think about police officers, we think about public servant positions, they don't pay very well. So when people do that, when they go into those types of professions, it's because they want to. It's because they have a passion to do that.
To serve people.
So that's what happens with the church. We come into the church, we're passionate, we're excited, we
call that baby Christian.
Right?
Let's go get them.
Right.
Bible thumper,
Right. So by the time you're in this thing for several years, you're like, well, let me get up and go to church. Why? Because that's what I'm supposed to do.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
I got to check that box off so that I can do this because everybody's watching me and they need to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And if it's not a passion, then I was like, man, why are you even going?
Yeah.
Why are you even doing that? Well, you got to have faith and do that. Like, I understand that. But at the same time, going back to the ice cream, do you want the ice cream because that's what I'm required to do it because we're married and I have to bring you.
Have to, y'all.
I have to do this.
Have to. This man
I've got to
said
respect
have to.
and honor and love my daughter. I've got to respect and honor my wife, so let me get her some ice cream. Dear God, right? Or you're like, you know what? Hey, I want you to have some ice cream, man. Let's go. What kind of ice cream you want? You want to go? Let's go.
I know. I love having
sense.
ice cream with you.
Gosh.
I love it.
Well, I'm
okay.
glad.
I like spending time
So
with
I
you
think
anyway.
I don't have anything else to say on.
Okay, that was actually really good. You guys, I was not expecting to go there, but I'm so glad that we did because I think it is about passion.
It is,
and
absolutely.
I think, it's so funny that they would call it the Passion of Christ, coming towards Easter. But it was his passion for us that he did what he did for us. So let's stop just checking boxes. Let's do some soul searching, so to speak.
A heart check.
Yes, let's do a heart checkup, a pulse checkup. What? Tell me.
Pastor Darrell used to say all this. Check your motives.
Yeah, let's
Check
do
your
a
motives.
motive check.
Check your motives of why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If your motives are wrong,
Man.
what you're doing is wrong.
So good. I'm sorry. I know this podcast wasn't long, but dang, he came out and he was like,
I didn't mean to.
And I'll tell y'all what, he was really trying to cut me off, so I didn't say some things. It's fine, last drink type of thing, and you don't need any more, Mia. It's fine. Let me see. It's fine. But Anyway, thank you guys for joining us today. I know it was a short podcast, but it was good. And sometimes you don't need to preach 52 hours just to get a message across. Just saying, okay? So I'm glad that
you talking about me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now you spit it out in 20 minutes or less, and so I'm so thankful. But that's really where I wanted him to go. Y'all, I tell y'all all the time, he doesn't know what I'm going to talk about, and sometimes I wind him up, and he's like, and sometimes I'm like, hee, and then he explodes. So thank you guys so much. We love you. Thanks
Appreciate
for
you guys.
sharing, liking, and subscribing.
Man, thanks for all our Patreon subscribers, man. Love you guys. Thanks for listening to iTunes, iCloud. Is it iCloud?
I couldn't even tell you where.
iHeartRadio. I can't remember all these places, man. We're everywhere. Thank you guys for subscribing, listening. We appreciate you guys for sharing, liking, all that good stuff.
Peace out.
Holler at you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Riverside Weekly. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Production and engineering provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.